Good morning, everybody. Here we are on Nightwave Radio with Robbie. I hope I pronounced that right.
You
So,
sure did.
some names is I get screwed up pronouncing them. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
All right. Got a little, like I told you earlier, got a little cold. So, how'd you get started in music? We'll just start right there.
I always wanted to be a singer. I sang since I was a little baby. Like most people, I was singing before I was talking. And I did study some music in high school. And I always wanted to be a singer. It was always my dream to be a singer. And unfortunately, almost 13 and a half years ago, I was badly injured while I was pregnant with my daughter. And I wasn't able to sing anymore. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't able to sing. So it was a very unusual thing for me to not be able to sing and at the same time go through something so difficult in my life and just not be able to express myself through music. So
Hey,
my dream to sing really got put on hold. I thought, in fact, it was taken off the table. I didn't think I would ever be able to sing.
that's
And
sad.
yeah, and for many years, it was very difficult because I always had this dream and I knew that I wanted to fulfill that dream. And it was just, it was so within my range, but it wasn't. But it was about 4 years ago. My daughter was diagnosed with autism when she was 4.5 years, when she was 2.5 years old. And a few years ago, we sat down with her and we told her she had autism and that she could be anything and do anything despite having a different ability or having a disability. And, as I was telling my daughter these words, I was realizing that I was at home in pain and suffering and not living out my dream and not singing. And even though it was really difficult for me, the words I was telling her meant nothing because I was doing something completely different.
Right.
And at that moment, I just realized, you know what? I need to show her firsthand what it looks like to be pursuing my dream full on, no matter how hard it is, despite all odds. And that's what I did. At that moment, I just gave everything I had and I said, that's it. I'm following my dream right now with everything I have, no matter how difficult. So I started singing again and really working on my voice and getting not only my voice back, but I'm better now and I'm stronger than I've ever been. And I know more who I am now than I ever did before.
Yeah, I've seen some your videos you posted here lately of you singing it, and they're awesome music. It sounds great.
Thank you.
Uh, but you know, being talking about last year, I didn't do no interviews. 2020, I did. Last year, I got in a mood where I didn't feel good. Didn't want to talk to nobody hardly. Uh, but I said this year I'm gonna change. I got to do something different. I mean, just sitting around, not well, not really sitting around. I went out on vacations and stuff, but not hearing my favorite artists and stuff like that, or not listening to some of the uh, y'all out there singing. I just blocked a lot of it for a while, and I've been doing this 12 years, and I love it, and I love listening to all of you. I love interviewing and talking to you. Uh, who influenced you? Back in the day.
Before I even answer that, I just want to say I am so glad that you're back. And I'm back. I'm glad that you're back doing something that you love because it's so
Right.
important to feel connection to people and things that make us feel alive. So I'm so glad that you're back. And whether you're interviewing me or anybody else, really, I'm glad that you're back doing what you love. So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, but I started this 12 years ago, and it's been I've worked on it off and on for 12 years, trying to and work a full-time job till the doctor retired me. And I've been real busy trying to get this thing going. And like I said, last year I failed a little bit, and I was a little depressed on everything. And things has changed, and I'm ready to go and make it because it's all for you. It's all for you and other artists. That's
I
what I'm here for.
I appreciate your support and we appreciate your support. And it's so amazing to be given an avenue to share our voices, especially for me, somebody who's
Yeah.
thought I would have my voice ever again. So thank you.
Right.
But with regard to the influences, who influenced me, I was very blessed to have so many diverse influences musically throughout my life. I mean, my all-time favorite singer is Roy Orbison. And people generally are taken aback when I say that because they're like, Roy Orbison. But his voice was absolutely incredible. I mean, he had such character in his voice and such a unique sound. And he just kept going higher and higher and higher, and just he had this dimension to his voice that was just incredible. But more importantly, his persona, like, he was such a beautiful soul. And you want to talk about enduring hardships. He had so many hardships throughout his life, and he never let it stop him, right? So he was a humble person, and he was just a very low key person, and he had this gift and he shared it with people. And so that was a great influence in my life.
Right.
I will absolutely say also Celine Dion had some influence on my voice. Juice Newton, Meatloaf is another one of my favorites. I mean, again, you look at somebody who's so strong and so, tough looking and has a voice that can melt like the snow and melt ice and just completely make you forget where you are.
Right.
People that had so much character and so much depth and their voices and their personalities, I think it really contributed into influencing me as an artist. And I'm so grateful that I had those experiences growing up listening to those artists.
It's like I grew up listening to some of the soul music and a lot of gospel and country. That was like Chuck Berry, some of his songs, and Charlie Pride, and the Chuck Wagon Gang and gospel and stuff. And the only reason I got into DJing and stuff and doing stuff like this, there was a young lady when I was in my 20s I got to know, and we went out to a place, and a friend of hers was a DJ, and I don't know, I was interested, something else to do, so I started doing that for a little while. And then I got married, moved away, and then my ex-wife split up, and moved out this way to Oklahoma. And the company I was working for moved me to Kansas as a manager, and I got to know some guys up there. And one of my guys that worked for me, him and a friend of his had some software, found some software to do radio stations.
Wow.
So I looked it up, and from then on, that's when I said 12 years, from then on, I started looking and taking a little bit of money and putting it onto the side to do radio stations. Put everything on my servers. I had a friend of mine could put up servers, so we set everything up, and that's how I got all this going. And it's fun.
That sounds like an incredible accomplishment, though. When you say you just found software and then made all of this happen, that's incredible.
Well, the thing of it is, I didn't want to pay somebody else all the time. So, because it does get costly. So you go out and if a lot of would go out and do things like I have and other radio station has, I researched, and I had friends that researched too at the same time. And that's how I've done the artist. I get out there and I see where somebody's posted something like something you've done or somebody else has done, and then I try to get in touch with that artist, and hopefully, they'll send me some music, and plus they come on my show.
That's great.
Again, this is all done for the artist, not for Nightway Radio or me, or it's all done for the artist.
Well, thank you so much for creating a platform to give us a voice, because that's really amazing. Thank you.
Well, a lot of you need voice and everything. So I'm sorry, I was reading the comment. I can show you the comment. A buddy, another artist up in, he moved to New York, Eddie Joe Clark. He just said, "Hello, Buster." And hey, Eddie, how you doing this morning?
I'm in New York too. Hi from New York, New York.
Yeah, he used to be out west, and he moved to New York, and I need to get in touch with him. let's see, he's saying glad. Okay, he's glad to see me back on here. Again, thanks, Eddie. Uh, like I said, I've been working on this pretty hard for these guys. I mean, y'all guys. Sorry about that. Um, and so, uh, in your, how many songs have you written over the years?
Quite a few, you know, so many of them are at different stages of being songs. Some of them are completed. I probably have about 14 of them that are completed, recorded. Most of them are released. So I think 11 or 12 of them are released, or one or two might be coming very shortly. Some of them haven't been recorded, but they're complete. And some of them, you know, there's stories that I'm telling, and half of them, or I mean, some of them are half written, but I haven't finished the story. So
Right.
there's such a process that goes along with writing songs. You know, sometimes you write a song, it comes all out at once. You're done with it, you write it, you record it, you send it out into the world, and you know, and then other times, you know, they sit there for a long time, and you're waiting for the right opportunity to finish
Yeah.
them, really give the story the justice that it deserves as you're telling the story. So I have
Uh,
many of those such stories that are like half written, and they're waiting for the story to be finished or to be told in a better way.
right.
I,
I mean, that's to artists that does that, tells a story. That's the best music that's out there. I mean, to me, I mean, it's about sometime their life or somebody in their life or a friend of theirs, you know, or sister or brother, and they want to get this song out there.
you
And
know, it's so true. All of my songs are written about my personal experience. Like
right,
all of the songs that are out there right now, with the exception of the cover song I just released, they're all personal experiences that I put into songs, and they're real stories.
here's somebody just wrote that they love you,
Hi, Kelsey.
and
Thank you. Thank you.
uh, Eddie just come back on and said, well, he's come back on twice, and uh, have a great day. Talk to you soon. So, but you know, that's the artist that I like, that that write their own songs, and a lot of times it's about their feelings, because in the record, you know, over the years, these record labels try to push songs onto the artist, and they don't like it. I mean, some of them don't.
I feel it's really important for me as an artist to tell my stories. And if I sing a song, whether it's my own song or if it's a cover song, I either have to have a very strong connection to the song or to the story, or I have to feel like it's something that I would say myself. Because if
Right.
it isn't, I don't really need to sing that song. Like I don't want to sing a song just to sing a song if it doesn't mean something, or if I'm not, if I wouldn't be saying that message, I don't want to be singing the song either, just because that's me as an artist. But for me, I always have a very personal connection to my songs, and that's why they're so emotional. So many of my songs, they're either really happy, they're sad, they have a lot of feeling, but it's a genuine feeling because the emotion there is real. And I like to leave my songs raw and open so that people that listen to my songs can find themselves in the stories of my songs and really identify with my songs.
Well, outside of The Voice, American Idol, and stuff, I sit and watch these shows sometimes, and I try to find artists there too. But I watch them. I listen to like Lionel Richie, um, Katy Perry, and them, Luke. And you're right. You gotta, you know, if you can't express your music and sing your music, um, it's not for you. And you're right, because they say that. And you know, same way on The Voice. They, you know, you gotta express, bring it out of you. I mean, if you're singing a cover song for somebody, you know, that your favorite artist, if you can't make it feel like it's yours
Exactly.
and show it, it's not.
Exactly. I agree. Like, you know, some people have perfect voices. They have beautiful melody. They're perfectly on pitch. They sing the notes perfectly. But if the story isn't selling, if I don't feel like they really mean it at the end of the day, I can't buy it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't feel it. Like, I'd rather feel somebody brawling it out and really, like, throwing everything they have into it, because then it's genuine and you feel
Right.
that angst or that like happiness or that joy or that whatever it is. But you look for what they call the feels, right? You want to feel the feels, like the goosebumps, the chills, the sadness. You want to feel that, like, choking back the tears when you hear the song, like, oh my god, that was such a good song. Like, I remember when I heard oh my gosh, what's her name, Lauren Daigle, when she sang You Say. When I heard that song for the first time, I was driving in my car, and I'm a nice song, great song, and all of a sudden I was listening to her voice and the words, and I just started bawling as I was driving. And I was like, but you know that she means what she's saying. Like, you feel it. You feel it. Or like Louis Capaldi or Martina McBride. Like, you feel those sentiments. Like, you feel Roy Orbison. You feel it. Even Luke Combs. Like, every single note that he sings, he means it.
Yeah.
He's digging deep in there, and he's like, I'm sharing this, man. I feel this. And it's such a wonderful feeling. It's such a incredible feeling to connect with somebody who's leaving themselves that open to feeling and to sharing that with people.
Well, it's like back when I was going out to shows and stuff. I went to see Vince Gill. I went and seen Alabama. And if you watch Vince Gill and some of them perform, they put their heart out there. I mean, some of the songs that they've sung, and that means more to me because it's coming from here. It's not coming from a piece of paper that somebody written it. You know what? If you understand what I'm saying, and it's like your songs. They come from your heart. They come from how you felt back when this stuff happens. And I've had songs. I can't. I'm fixing to say her name. I was sitting here trying to think how Celine Dion, one of her songs. Just I don't know. I about wanted to cry when I heard that song. I can't remember the song now. It's been so long since I've heard it.
I know exactly what you mean. I really do. I mean, Celine Dion is the queen of making you have the feels, right?
Right.
I feel like her authenticity with her voice and her performance, like, she will deliberately leave her breath sounds between, like, notes. And some artists have everything digitally made perfect, and they're recording.
Right.
But just those breaths, like, you hear how real it is and how sincere it is, and you just feel it. You can't help but feel that when you hear her sing, because she literally is putting everything out there, and she's leaving it out there purposefully because she's drawing you in with her voice and just the way that she's delivering her songs. It's just amazing. She so many of her songs can make me feel that way.
Well, like listening, you sing, watch some of your videos. I can see in your heart that you really care about your music. And you like these other artists, you pouring your heart out there for everybody and stuff. And so, what now from since you started back, and hopefully everything's gonna go great. You get your voice louder out there. I'm gonna try to help you. If you got songs, like I've asked all artists, if they got any new songs, send them my way, and as soon as I can get them, on the radio, I'll put them on my radio.
That would be great. Thank you.
And it plays 24 hours a day. I don't have to be there to DJ. I sometimes let it do its thing. And I hate FM radio because people talk all the time. So I try not to have that on my radio station because I think the music says it all.
It does connect people, it does it. And I always say, music has answers to questions that we don't know we have. Sometimes we hear a song and it's a song we normally wouldn't even listen to, and just hearing the words of the song and something clicks and it's like, oh yeah, this thing was on my mind and now I heard the song. Now it just changed my perspective. It's just amazing.
Before I got to looking into it and bought my own software, I couldn't see how many people was listening to the station. after I brought my own software before the computer crashed, and I got to get it back on before the server crashed. I got to get back on another server. I had 2.5 million people around the world
Wow.
listening,
Incredible.
in 18 different countries.
That's amazing.
And the software I've got now, it's building back up because people are starting to find me again.
That's amazing. Would you imagine 12 years ago when you created this station, when you started your effort, that this is what it would amount to? Can you imagine, right? You could do anything, right? Look at that.
Yeah, I've built computers. I've worked out in the field and heating and air and stuff, and never thought, in the back of my mind that I could reach 2.5 million people. Never thought of it. And when I started seeing that, that made me feel good for the artist, because I'm letting people know, hey, these artists are bad to the bone. They got good music.
I like that. That's awesome.
Well,
thank you for having me on.
Yeah, I'm from the East Coast too, but I'm south of you, down in North Carolina.
Oh, nice. All of my husband's family is all in North Carolina.
Yeah. Moved out west 22 years ago. So, but it's been fun, and like I said, I enjoy this. Sit here and be able to, I started on the phone and it was okay, and then I started doing videos, and I really love to do the videos because I can see the person, I can see how they react to.
It definitely adds, to the back and forth. And sometimes, somebody will say something and you'll see a genuine reaction on their face, it adds like a dimension, I feel. And I love connecting with people. I love being able to chat with people, even though we're so far away. It's like we're right next to each other, right?
Right. That's the thing. I've always wanted to sit up here. I got 2 mics where we could sit and talk and face each other. But then, everybody's like you, or in New York or Georgia or Florida or West Coast or over in the UK, because I get music from them artists. This is the only way I can get to meet them, and outside of talk to them on Facebook, but meet them or, get to know them.
That's awesome.
So what's coming up for you next?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm sure that you know that my new single, Handle with Care, was released in January 10th. Right. And the video came out, I want to say 2 weeks ago or a week ago. So that's out there right now. I am currently in studio and I am working on brand new original music that I cannot wait to share. I think it's really fun. It's something a little different. I love being in the studio. I love, pouring my heart out in the booth. I love creating new music. So I'm really excited to share this, and I will definitely send it to you when it's available before it comes out. And so that's going to be soon. And I'm still working on additional new music, and I'm working on putting out together. I'd like to be out doing shows in the near future. So live in person shows.
Right.
Not in front of the camera shows. I mean, both are great, really. At the end of the day, it's all about connecting with people. So
there you go.
I'm very happy to be able to just, sing on my live stream and stuff and do shows like that. But I am looking forward to connecting with people in live performances and, just getting out there and, putting a lot of the last 2 years behind us, and as things start to open up and return to some sense of being able to start doing things that we love once again.
When you get comfortable and want to do, as I said, Facebook takeover. Right now, you're on 5, 6, 7, 8 different website pages of mine.
Okay.
You're on 5 different websites on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I can't pronounce that right. I screwed that up every but Twitter and Switch.
Okay.
So I've got all them platforms, and I've set it up where, like right now, doing the show live, these people can come and see you.
That's great. Well, hi to everybody out on all of the platforms. Hope everybody's doing amazing. Thank you for checking this out.
But then you could share it on yours. You can come and find it on my website. I mean, on my Facebook pages, and then share it. Then when we get off here, I will share it to like if you snow. I can't even get out of the way. ISSA.
I can see your ISSA Oklahoma. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with them, and she's out of Georgia. So once we get through doing the show, and I make sure everything's right, I will post it on their website. I will post it, not website, but on their Facebook page.
Thank you.
And I will post it on some other pages, even over in UK. I'm hooked up with some of the website, Facebook stuff over there. So I'll share it around.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this and for inviting me on here today. And I definitely do look forward to doing a takeover. That will be so much fun. As I told you, I just learned how to play guitar exactly a year ago. So I have a bunch of songs that I can play on guitar, and then
Well, you're doing better than I am then, because all I can play is these keyboards I hear on the computer. I can't sing. I used to have a guitar when I was a little younger. My uncle gave it to me, but I never could learn to play it. So
everybody has their calling. Everybody has their special gift. Your gift is connecting people and putting this amazing network together for people to come together and be, blessed and healed with music, which is amazing. So that's an incredible thing. I'm not very good with computers. So when you said your 8 platforms and your, pages, I'm going, oh my God, how do I find that? How do I do them?
It takes all of that. It's took 12 years to find all this.
Exactly. So everybody has their little niche. Exactly. So maybe it's a good thing that you don't do the guitar, so you could do all of this, right?
Yeah. I mean, my brother, he's older than I am, and we was talking about 12 years ago or 13 years ago about me coming up to his house in Tacoma, Washington, and do some heating and air work for him. And he said he didn't realize how good I was and smart I was for everything I'd done in my life. I'm going to tell my age here, but I'll be 61 come March. And I thank God without a high school education, everything I've done is for me, my family, this here for the artist. I can't ask for no better life than what I'm going through right now.
I'm so happy for you. You are so blessed, and so many people that are self-made, such as yourself, do it because they have a passion and they just follow through something that they love doing, and look how amazing it's done for you. So that's amazing.
Well, it's just like the other day, the weather, I couldn't do a show because of the weather, and I'm glad it ain't snowing. It's supposed to start this morning about 2 o'clock, and it didn't when I got up. I think it's off now, but yeah, it's off. I was checking the weather. I've got I bought weather software years ago, and I'm practicing, learning over the years how to work it and be able to predict what comes out. But I've been watching the weather here again because we fixing to get a storm.
Learning the weather and figuring out the weather is going to be a lot harder than putting together your network that took you 12 years. I don't think the meteorologist can still do that right?
Well, I've always said I should have went to finish high school, went to college, and become a weatherman, because that's the only job you can lie at. And I'm joking. You can lie at and still have a job.
You could be inaccurate at over and over and over again, right?
Because that's one job you can't predict. I mean, you might say, I've seen the word they say, oh, you're going to get an inch of snow, and wake up next morning and it's almost 2 foot out there. So
I hear you.
It's hard to do that. And I've seen y'all getting hit pretty good up there.
I think we got like 18 inches the other day. And I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm from Canada, right? So I'm from the land of snow and the land of the cold. And when I married my husband, I was like, yay, I'm moving down south. We're going to live down south. Because for me, this was down south, right? The first time I came to New York in the winter, people were wearing flip-flops in the winter. And I was like,
Yeah.
I could get used to that. Like, that's awesome. Well, that was short-lived. But anyway, now with all the snow we're getting, I'm like, really? Seriously? Like, if I wanted this much snow, I would have stayed in Montreal, right? But
Right. Well, talking about that, when I was growing up, I always wanted to go to New York or somewhere up north or out west because they had more snow than we did back home.
Aw.
And I mean, I love snow. I mean, to play in it and do things, but I wanted to be, you know, a buddy, some friends come from New York. They lived there and they went back. One of them did to pick up his girlfriend. He asked me to go back. We got to Pennsylvania, and from Pennsylvania all the way in, it snowed.
Oh my goodness.
And we went over to his dad's house, and his stepmom was fixing to go to work, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, and it's snowing. I mean, I said, you gonna go to work in this weather? Well, you know, she worked for 911, so she had to.
She had to go.
She
I
had
guess
to.
it was
Like
an
my
increased
wife,
odds that they would need her service that day, right?
like my wife was a police officer, so she had to be out in it, no matter, you know, how the weather was.
Oh, I hear you.
And so, you know, but over the years, you know, I enjoyed it. And then I moved out west, and where I'm at now, we barely see snow. You know, here lately, Texas has seen more snow than, believe it or not, than the one year we did here, you know, because it all dives south those. There you go
Right.
about predicting the weather.
Oh man.
And when I was in
Man.
Kansas, we were supposed to get, I think, 7 inches of 8, almost 12 inches of snow. And got up next morning, and I said, it ain't gonna be no snow here today. And it all went down where I'm at now, where my father-in-law and them live. All snowed down here. So, like today, we're supposed to get some ice, some snow. So, my daughter wanted to come in here. She's 10 years old. She'll be 11 years old in 5 days.
Oh wow.
She
What's
loves
her name?
coming in here when I do shows.
What's her name?
Faith.
Faith.
Yes, ma'am. Faith.
Happy birthday, Faith. In
But
5 days.
she's supposed to be doing her schoolwork because they're doing virtual today for the
Okay.
rest of this week because of the weather.
Okay.
But she's always wanting to come in and do shows. She has been in here, several artists. But I told her with me getting back started today, let's stay out today. And I sort of hurt her feelings. So I'll do a show later on with her.
Well, wish her a happy birthday. Happy 11th
I will.
birthday.
I will.
I have a little girl too. My daughter's gonna be 13, if you can believe it. 13 in March. So
I got a granddaughter that's 13 to be 14.
oh man.
August the 16th, right before my wife's birthday.
Oh wow.
I got a 30, should be 37 37 this year. Daughter in North Carolina. And this is about you, so I'm not going to mention about
Oh,
my
that's
family.
okay. You know, family's such a big part of our lives, right? And I don't know about you, but it's, you know, for me, my daughter, who I talk about quite a lot in my music and on my journey, she's the reason I'm doing my journey. So, you know, I love to talk about her because she fueled my passion. She fueled my desire to get back out there. And, you know, as a parent, to say to your kid, you know, oh, it's not that hard to do something hard. You can do it. And then, you know, having to do it yourself is a complete other thing, right?
Right. He got diagnosed, I want to say 2014, 2013, somewhere in there with a kidney disease.
Oh my goodness.
And he had a kidney transplant, I want to say 6 years ago. I might be wrong, and now he's lost that. He's back on dialysis.
I'm so sorry.
He's in bad shape right now. He's in the hospital, couldn't breathe. And they say he's got not pneumonia, it might be pneumonia, and coronavirus at the same time. So
oh my goodness.
He's
And keep
supposed
your
to have
family in
surgery.
prayers.
So, but I didn't get to see him while we was down there, but I got to talk to him on FaceTime, and
Oh, good.
I got to see him, and I hadn't bothered him since I've been back for the last 2 or 3 weeks or a month now. I've been going through my daughter to find out what's going on. So,
Right. Well, thank God for technology, right? That we can
well, you
thank God
know,
for the technology that we could see each other even though we can't see each other, right? I know
well, I've said since my youngest daughter was born, since we've come through this world, technology, yeah, a lot of people don't like some of it, but technology is a miracle.
it is.
I mean, you think about it, look what we're doing.
I know.
Uh,
It's amazing.
look what doctors can do today when they have a baby that's 2 pounds, 3 pounds, and look what they can do today.
That's amazing. It really is. I mean, just even in my own personal, you know, experience, the last 2 years during the COVID, I didn't see my family in Canada for 2 years.
Right.
And that's a long time to not see your family, and being able to FaceTime and be like, hey, look what we're doing. Hey, let's go and have a cup of coffee together. And, it's almost like being there when you're not there. So technology really can be such an incredible instrument in our daily lives.
Before they come out with Skype, FaceTime, some of the other platforms, I used to talk to my daughter after she left here in 2003, I think it was, and went back home to her real mom, and wanted to finish school or whatever out there. And so we just talked on the phone.
It's amazing.
And once we got, well, it was Skype before FaceTiming that I found out. I started Skyping her and been able to see her person to person.
Yeah.
So nowadays, since we've been back home, she's been FaceTiming me about 2 or 3 times a week, which is cool. I get to see my granddaughter still,
That's awesome.
They get to see their papa. One of them calls me, and so it's fun. I enjoy it. It's
That's
like
amazing.
being right there beside them.
It really is. I mean, it's not like hugging somebody,
No.
but it really is. And actually, there's a reference to in one of my songs. I wrote the song "Home Is Wherever You Are," and I wrote that song about not being able to see my family for an extended period of time during the pandemic,
Right.
and just really imagining like going through holidays and not being able to be with them. And so, and it was talking about that. And there's, even though I call you every day and night and I see you on the FaceTime, it's not like being there. So, but it's so important though, just to keep that, because you forget, like, especially with children, right? Like
Right.
one time they had seen my daughter, she was 9 or 10, and now she's 12. So you can imagine the growth that took place.
Right.
That period is like a completely different person. Of course, us with the quarantine 20, everybody looks like a different person too now. But what I mean is, with children, it goes by so fast, and
Right.
you
It
don't
does.
get to see it, and you don't get to, so it's so great that we have this tool and that we're able to connect. We can't be there. So good that you can do that.
You're right. It goes by so fast. I mean, once they about that little, and you can hold them and cuddle with them, and now they'll drive you crazy talking too much. Especially my soon be 11 years old. She'll ask me 1,000,001 questions, but technology and being able to talk to your family. I mean, it are your friends on Facebook, FaceTiming them. It's been a lot of fun over the years, and I enjoy it. It's like this here, doing shows. I found this software through a friend and decided to try it, and I enjoy it.
And look at this.
We can sit here and talk to each other, see each other, and do things that you know, it's like being on TV. I mean, seriously, it's like I'm on TV with you, or I'm there in the studio doing a, you know, video chatting
Yeah.
with it. And so basically, you know, once I get stuff set up different here, right now I've got stuff scattered, and I'm fixing to scatter some more. But I'm trying to help the artist the best I can to go places
That's awesome.
outside of all this. And my main concern is making sure I try to get all the music that I can in a month to play, and then I'll swap it from month to month and put new artists on and stuff and put their songs on. And now I see how radio stations have a hard time playing everybody's song.
There's a lot of new music out there. You know, I think that the pandemic really fueled a lot of people's, you know, opportunity to put out music. Like there are so many people that were out there dreaming of being a musician or a singer, and they never really wanted to. They
Right.
wanted, but they didn't want to take a chance, or they didn't want to do it. And I think being home and having the platform enabled so many people to go out there and become artists that it was already like inside of them. So I think there's even more new music now than there was. There's much, much more, I guess, noise, if you want to call it, in the background because there's so many people throwing their music out into the social media. So there is a lot more new music for sure, right?
You know, I've always wanted to go to Nashville because that's supposed to be where all the music was at. You know, Johnny Cash, Charlie Pride, all of them was in Nashville. And when I was growing up, and now I didn't realize till I started this and talking to independent artists. I got to know some uh, other artists, but Nashville is, you know, you could say is more full of artists or songwriters than they are people, because everybody moves from around, even from Canada. Some of I talked to
Yeah.
a young lady from Canada and Australia that's moved to Nashville,
Wow.
and they do a lot of stuff in Nashville. You know, uh, I got a friend that him and his wife lives over towards oh God, what is it? Duncan, I think it's Dunlap. Yeah, Dunlap, Tennessee, over close to the Georgia and North Carolina where they border
Oh,
right. So, you know, and I've got a friend of mine that I met on Facebook out of Colorado that has gospel music, country gospel.
nice.
He's in, and I got to pick on him when I get a chance. But Marty is, and his family moved to Nashville.
Wow.
So his radio stuff is all in Nashville now.
You know, I've never been to Nashville ever.
I've been through it.
I was supposed to. Well, actually, that's not true. I've been through it too. I was there for 3 minutes. Wait, 3 minutes. Wait, not 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I was there for 3 minutes. I was connecting flights on my way to North Carolina.
Right.
Yes, I stopped in Nashville. I touched down, but I was supposed to go and do a songwriting trip in March of 2020. If you can believe. Guess what?
You didn't go.
Didn't go. So yeah,
That's sad.
Actually, it was May of 2020, not March, and I didn't go. So that's
Well, 40 goes right through Nashville, you know, and well, the whole
go to Southwest if you're going to North Carolina.
Yeah, and so instead of we taking Highway 20 back through Texas and Shreveport, we took 40 and went in through Nashville and come down to Charlotte, North Carolina, and on into where my mother and brother and sister lives in North Carolina, Rockingham, as I always called a rock because of the racetrack that was there. So, but I've been in New York, up in the Catskills, up in the mountains.
That's nice there.
Yeah, it is, and it's different. And so,
Beautiful, yeah.
you know, I've been to Colorado. It's different. Florida, uh, but now
No
being
snow in Florida though, right?
no, well, I don't know. I think they was talking about some kind of last week or
It's
towards.
so cold there now. The
Yeah,
bananas are falling out of trees, right?
they
It's
was
like
talking
after
about
40
some snow.
degrees. Yeah, they're like falling out of trees because it's so cold.
Yeah, that's where outside of California now. That's where 99% of the East Coast gets their fruits and vegetables is from Florida.
Right.
I mean, they grow a lot. They got fields. I've been down there where seen watermelon fields and pack houses, and you'd be surprised what comes out that you eat up there.
That's awesome.
And so, um, but getting back to you, I know we sidetracked here
That's
a
okay.
little bit.
Hey, you touched on all my favorite subjects: travel, food, music, family. I think we're good. Wait, we didn't talk about coffee, but that's pretty good. Those are my favorite topics, really.
But I'm glad I got to talk to you.
Great
When you
talking.
get a chance to do the Facebook, as I call it, takeover, let me know, and we'll set that up for you.
I would love to do that.
Anytime you want to come back, say before your new song that you write now before it comes out.
That would be great. Thank you.
Let me know, and I'll schedule, and we'll do a talk about it, and let everybody know when it's coming out. And you
That's
know,
awesome.
if you want to sing it while you're on, like, on there,
Okay.
we can do it now. Like now we're
Right
doing
now.
that.
Right
Yeah.
now.
So you can let everybody know what they're going to be expecting out there.
Okay. Well, that sounds awesome. I would love to come back, and I will
Okay.
certainly be in touch with you so that when that song is getting ready to be released, maybe a week or two before, I will be in touch with you. I will
Okay.
give you the details. I would love to come back on, talk about the song, maybe even do
I appreciate it.
some sort of a live rendition. The tricky thing is sometimes too, and I don't want to say tricky, but some of my songs are really have a lot of really fun instruments in them, and
Right.
stripping them down to a guitar doesn't do the song the full justice. So especially for like a first experience, I wouldn't want people to not get the entire picture of the song if I'm just playing it on a 2 chord guitar, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because this next song is very, very animated, so it really it needs to have the whole picture painted. So that might not be something I would do on a guitar by myself at this moment, but there'll be other opportunities, I'm sure, and other songs for me to play for you.
It's
But
a artist in Florida. I'm thinking, hopefully I'm right. I think he's told me he's wrote with Johnny Cash.
wow.
He's an older artist. He's a retired veteran. Um, he's a great. He used to come on a lot till he got sick, and but he's a great guy all over. I've learned a lot, about music through him, and he plays every instrument that's in
Wow.
his song. I
Wow.
mean, he's got a studio that he records everything in it. Each track from the guitar, the keyboard, the steel guitar, the bass. He plays
That's
them
amazing.
all, and he puts it all together.
One day, that's my aspiration. One day. I always wanted to play guitar. And like I said, I just started playing last January because I wanted to be able to accompany myself. But I think I mentioned, like, I still have a disability and I still have, back issues, and I can't really
Right.
arm around the guitar, and things like, strumming and stuff is really difficult for me. But I'm so determined to do it. There's like nothing going to stop me. So, but
But I agree with the trying to do something. It's like my
oh
daughter
yeah, I play
wanted
the
me.
piano. And next I'd love to play. Oh my god, I'd love to play slide guitar because I'm
Right.
in love with the slide guitar. I love
Right.
slide guitar. I think I'm a sucker for the slide guitar. Every time that I do a new song, my producer's like, "Do you want some?" And I'm like, "Do you even have to ask me?" Like this, I love it. I would love to play more instruments. I'd love to play the drums, but I don't think I could do
Right.
that. But you know, I love to just to make music. It's such an incredible feeling to take nothing and make something. It's just such an incredible feeling.
That's cool. I
Good
mean,
on good on your friend that he's able to play every instrument because that's just amazing.
he's been playing a lot of years, and he's got a lot of songs. He's got songs that right now that I hadn't even went and got because I can. He's sent me a place where I can go get them
Wow.
anytime I want to, and it's been some songs he's written here in the last year that I hadn't went out and got them. I mean, uh, because you know things been going on, like I said earlier and stuff, and so. But nice having you on.
Thank you.
I want to do this again soon when you
It
get
was
your.
so great. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Fun
And
talking to you, and welcome back. I'm glad to be here with you today. Thank you so much
well,
for having me.
I'm glad we got together and finally got to do it. I mean, we can't predict weather and the
A little snow wasn't going to drive me away. Don't worry
yeah,
about it.
we can't. I was gonna say we can't predict the weather.
No,
People, we can't say that somebody might not hit a light pole
no,
or a line go down because ice on it. So, but
exactly.
I'm glad you're here. And like I said, when you get your song and stuff and want to do Facebook takeover, just get up with me and we'll set everything up. You know, if you don't do it in the afternoon, Facebook takeover, I'll put you in as administrator where you can come in when you get ready. Just let me know.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I'll definitely be
And,
in touch very soon about that. Thank you.
and I know you have a busy schedule too because you know you give me some times and I
Well,
didn't make them all.
you know, this week is a little difficult just because I had some pre-existing sessions and stuff, and I'm in studio and I have
Right.
some things going on, so it's a little less flexible. But I will definitely make time for you, and we'll make sure that it's a convenient time so
Okay.
that your audience can get the most out of it.
Thank you and have a good day and good luck on your new getting all the recordings done and in the future anytime let me know.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Everybody, this is Robbie. She is you can hear her on Nightwave Radio. And you anywhere else outside of Facebook page? I forgot to ask you.
I have my website. It's robbieharte.com. It's ROBBIEHARTE.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as Robbie at Robbie Harte Official.
Right.
And on Twitter, I'm Robbie_Harte. And you can find all of my music on Spotify and all the streaming platforms.
Okay. That's good. You have a nice day and
thank you. Stay safe and
good luck and thank you for coming on Nightwave Radio.
Thank you so much.
All right. Good night. I mean, goodbye.
Good night.